working title, lisod ba ni siya? No, kanang pangutanaha depende ra gyud na nimo. Pero para nako kung ako'y patubagon ana, sayon ra pod, no? Sayon ra pod. Kay nga naman as long as you have identified a certain topic, your interest, kung asa ka interested, tapos mura ginig kabantay ka nang maglihok ng imong hunahuna unsay ako ang gipangita, unsay akong solbaron, unsay isulti sa ako ang title, then it becomes the content of my research. Now we will see. Generally, when we talk about working title, no, una, when you are in the academe, dili kay kaangay mag-uol anak niya. Kaya nga naman, when you come up this time with your working title and you will be presenting it to a committee in the future, possible nga ang katong committee nga in charge anak niya will also be changing the working title. Unang dili kay kaangay nga balaka anak niya. Now, there are tips or ways of how to formulate a title. Now, generally, title is formulated before the start of research. Sa dili pa ka magsugod kay somehow it will guide you, no? Asa man ni paingon, unsa man ako mga gipangita? What variables that I need to study? Unsa may phenomenon nga I need to solve and investigate? Mo nang imo siyang himuon at the very start of research. Guide na nimo siya. It may be revised and refined when needed or upon suggestion of a research committee. Now, let's say for example, in the Department of Education, every time you propose, dinhi sa ato ang division pa lang, we already have a committee. No, ang kaning committee mo, tanaw na siya, sa kintibuk-an gyud sa imuhang papel. And part of which is, of course, the crafting sa imuhang working title. Naay posibilidad nga ang imuhang working title will not tell unsa man di ay ang imuhang gustong istudyohan. So kung dili siya mosulti sa imuhang posibleng nga tun-an, then the committee will suggest nga we have to change it to align to the content. At the same time, catchy sad siya, no, igniting or inviting to our readers that they need to continue scanning and have an in-depth grasp of the research tungod kay interesting ang imuhang title. Kung baga, pwede niya ma-relate ba ang imuhang title. Now, first, when we start crafting our working title, una, it predicts content. Dapat by mere reading or looking at your title, kabalota, unsa man di ang imuhang gistudyohan ani? Unsa man di ang imuhang or ang content ang unod sa imuhang research? Is it about solid waste management? Is it really about teaching and learning process? Is it really about academic performance of the students? Or is it really about the impact of a certain leadership style diha sa teachers? And so on and so forth. O kaha, maingon ka nga, posible nga nung maning bataa, dili man gyud ka antigo siyang mubasa. Bisag unsay techniques ang ako ang gigamit, pero dili gihapon siya ka antigong mubasa. Ano? So, it really predicts the content. Second, it catches readers' interest. Now, una, nga naman ang tao mo basa? Makabasa ba gyudayon siya sa tibuok papel? Dili, di ba? That's why we have to craft a good title, if possible, catchy title. Kay tungod sa imuhang title, our readers will be inspired to read, continue reading. No, iya ginang anon basahon gikan siguro sa unang pahina sa ato ang research hantod sa katapusang pahina sa ato ang research. No, the last up to the last page from cover to cover. Hopefully, unya makahimo lang ta ana when we craft a catchy, interesting working title. Third, it reflects the tone or slant of the piece of writing. Kumbaga, unsa man ang gusto nimong mahitabo, unsa man ang gusto nimong ipahayag to the readers, no, it will really reflect the tone. And of course, the fourth and the last one, it contains it contains tawag ani a piece that will really represent the variable that you want to share or to understand with your end user. Kinsa man ni sila. So kinahanglan mo represent gid siya sa variables nga imuhang gustong ipasabot. Gustong ipakuha sa imuhang mga readers. Gustong ipakuha sa imuhang itong imong mga end user. It could be the school, it could be the school head, your co-teachers, your students, and among others. The title indicates what is expected to be found inside the research paper by stating the aspects of subject matter to be studied. Now again, mubalik gihapon ta, what is expected to be found inside the research paper? Unsa may ako ang gi-expect nga makitaan? Now again, in the future researches gamiton pod na siya diha gihapon na tan-awon. So again, it will really tell unsa may naa diha sa sulod, no? Unsay naa sa sulod, kumbaga mura ra gyud siya sa literature, usahay pa explain no nato ang mga estudyante o by mere reading, looking at the title, unsa kahay yung mga nahitaboan ni dito sa sulod. So murag ingon ana ra sad siya ang research, maka-explain ra ka about the research by reading the title or the working title. And of course, by stating the subject matter to be studied. The title must be brief and concise. Mubo lang siya. Ay itong tagsa kadupa. No? As much as possible, 15 lang ang ato ang maximum words sa niya. Unang every time when you craft your title, una, nawas na catchy siya, imo pag yun ang iphunta na, no? 1, 2, 3, 4, maximum of 15 lang yun siya. Unya, kung moabot sa siyang 15, it could be, diha sa imong papel, mo kuan na pod na siya kanang unsay nga na taas na pod kaayo ba muhuot na sa na siya. So ato pod na siyang ipahimutang the way it should be. Now unsa may saktong pagkahimutang ana niya, we will discuss it in the next slide. Now when we craft our title, our working title, una we have to avoid na to kani nga mga terms. For example, an analysis of. Ang research mismo, kumbaga embedded na diha, nga analysis gid ang imong himuon. Sa ato pa, naa siya redundancy kung ing pag yung state an analysis of blah, 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 and so on and so forth. Mo nang in crafting your research, ayaw na lang ibutang nga it's an analysis of. No. Another one, an investigation of. Akong balikon, remember when you conduct a research, ang word research lang daan, naka-embed na dito, nauban na dito, nga it's really an investigation. Mag-investigate you observe something, you examine something, no, tungod kay ang phenomenon nga dapat nimong itubag, pangitaon, no, tubagon, appeal naman siya daan ana. That's why you investigate, you examine. Munang ayaw na lang siya i-appeal, no? Sunod, a study of. May a study of the performance, academic performance of the grade 10 students mo ana baron ka, for example. Ayaw nag-i-appeal ang imong study in the title. Kay again, when you conduct a research, you study man sad at the same time, no? You conduct a research, you investigate it, you analyze it, and of course, you dig into the core, no? Core of the content, core of the problem, core of the solution, and among others. Munang kani nga mga example na terms, dili na nato na siya i-appeal. Okay? Nakuha ba? Naay mga pangutana?
Kuha ra, ma'am.
Okay, good.
Wala
Now,
na, ma'am.
Okay, let's proceed. Now, if the title has more than one line, di ba, pila ka ito kabuok gani ang ato ang suggested or the standard words in a title?
15.
15. So,
Ma'am.
usahay mo, taas naman na siya, di ba? So, inigtaas na niya, it's even more than one line. Now, if it's more than one line, it must be written like inverted pyramid. And all words should be capitalized. So, naka-pyramid siya, at the same time, capitalized sila. Okay? Kani siya mo ni mga sample research or researches nga katong granted sa birth ng mga approved researches sa siya. Now, tan-awad nato kung ni-adhere ba siya atong 15 kabuok na o niya kanang supposedly unsay diferensya ani niya na atong itan-awon. Mga sample siya pero again atong tan-awon if it adheres to standards or katong sa ato ang gitan-aw kaganina. Now, the first sample title is Looking Through the Lens of Differently Able Teachers in Antipolo City. Experiences, Challenges, Aspirations. Now, ari ko ni Sir Vicente Pitalcorin. Naa si Sir Vicente. Sir Vicente. Sir Vicente, can you hear me? Asa kasi Sir Vicente basig na niyon to na ronda. Tanaw na to ni alas 10 pa man. Sige, balikan na to si Sir Vicente. How about si Ma'am Cherry Abellanosa? Ako nang itawag ganina si Ma'am Cherry. Ma'am Cherry. Dili ni sila manubag. Nadunggan ako ninyo, Ma'am basig si Sir Vicente rag Ma'am Cherry ang di kadungog. Hello?
Yes, ma'am. Dungog ra, ma'am.
Madungog ra jud. Sige. Nakadungog na ako si Ma'am Cherry Abellanosa. Sige, madayo na lang ta. Any volunteer? Unsay tan-aw na to? No? Unsay diferensya aning naa diri kung naa man o galing? Anyone? Nay volunteer? Walay mo volunteer. Sige ka na lang, murag technical lang kaayo ba atong balikon. Gikanta dere. Ningon ta maximum of 15 words atong i-count kuno ning primero B. Within pa ba ni siya sa katong maximum of 15 words? Sige, pila man
Yes.
ito words?
Yes, ma'am.
Yes,
13
ma'am.
14 words.
14 words. Very good. So within lang siya. Next, niingon ta nga, it must be written like ang kaning inverted pyramid. Naka-inverted pyramid ba siya?
Wala.
No, it's not.
Okay, it's
Wala,
not.
ma'am.
Very good. Very simple
ma'am.
technicality lang ni
Then,
atong gitanaw.
Not
And then,
cup.
not?
Not capitalized, ma'am.
Okay, very good. Not capitalized.
Capitalized.
Okay, good. Now, our first example is looking through the lens of differently able teachers in Antipolo City, experiences, challenging, and aspirations.
Okay,
Now, what do you
dapat
think is the content? What do you think is the content of the research? Kay niingon man ta nga, it has to be, or baga expected to be found inside the research report. The title indicates what is expected to be found inside the research report. Balik ta diri. What do you think is the content or unsa kahay iyahang kanang research? What does this research about? Anyone? Unsa kay iyahang gitakol dito bisag wa ta makakita sa research?
Mga teachers, ma'am.
Challenges and
Okay,
aspirations.
sige. Any volunteer, please state your name and we will be listening to you. Si kinsa man? Sige, any volunteer?
Mary Chris, ma'am.
Sige, Ma'am Mary Chris. Go ahead, ma'am, please.
Try lang nako kanang mga kuan siguro sa teachers, mga experiences, ug challenges sa mga teachers.
Okay, and unsa kaha nga mga challenges, ma'am?
Like salary release. And then mga kuan technical problems nila.
Okay. Sige, posible no kay wala man gyud sad siya nakabutang din ana kung unsa gyud kay lens of differently abled ra man nakabutang in Antipolo City. Okay, very good. Basically, iyahang experiences, challenges, mga growth points and aspirations. Now, let's proceed with the second example, the plight of teachers on one-time monthly salary release, financial literacy and survival. Now, what do you think is the content? Unsa kay sulod ani nga research? Anyone?
Hi, ma'am. Good morning.
Yes, ma'am. Kinsa ni ma'am?
Sheila, ma'am.
Sige, ma'am Sheila. Yes, ma'am. Go ahead, ma'am.
I think, ma'am, it focuses on financial problems of the teachers with regards on how they are going to handle their finances, siguro, and as to how they are going to have their daily bang expenses like that. So, nga na siguro, ma'am, ang focus sa iyahang research.
Okay, very good. No, it's really true, financial literacy. So it's really about stability and how teachers siguro manage. So kana posible mao gina ang iyahang unod. No, kay one-time salary, how the teacher manages his or her monthly salary. And of course, the last one, examining teachers technologically or technological pedagogical knowledge, basis for conduct of technology-driven instruction enhancement program. Okay, anyone, unsa kay content ani niya? What are we expecting about this research?
Hi, ma'am. Good morning.
Sige, Ma'am Sheila. Morning,
Yes,
ma'am.
ma'am. Siguro sa ako lang ning part, ma'am, ha. It
Sige,
is
ma'am.
about how teachers use or what do you call that? Engage their class using multimedia siguro with technologies as to how they are going to, or are they literate ba, or how they are going to assess teachers siguro sa unsaon nila pag-utilize sa mga ICT sa ilang sa ilang tagsa-tagsa ka classrooms.
Okay, very good. No, very good. No, it's really true. Pedagogical, somehow gigamit niya ang technology as tool, instrument in carrying out or delivering the lesson. So, posible. So, ingon ana ra gid siya kasayon. As long as it tells us the content, catchy ba ni sila? Look at the words. For me, these are catchy. Now, what do you think? Sa inyong tanaw, catchy ba ang mga words nga gigamit? How words are presented? How idea is presented? Diba? So, ingon anay lang siya. Actually, these are approved researches under birth. No, hopefully we can also craft our own title based on our interests. Okay? Now, are there questions? Na ay mga pangutana?
And so far, ma'am.
Okay? So, kung wala na, karong hapon, heads up lang po ni as part of our, or one of our activities this afternoon, mag-craft ta og 3 titles based on katong inyong mga nakita siguro nga problema sa eskwelahan or inyong ang interest. Unsay ganahan imong i-conduct nga research. Posible nga murag kabantay ka kanang murag ganahan makay ko ani oy ganahan ko nga mo dig deeper on this kanang siguro issue, concern o kaha ani nga posible nga variable tungod kay this will help me as a person, this will also help the students or my co-teachers. Anything as long as you are interested kay mo man gyud na when you start crafting a research ang unang pangutana na ganahan ba ka ani no ana man gyud na kung dili ka ganahan then ayaw kay nga naman you find it difficult, you find it challenging, more challenging kung dili ka ganahan sa topic nga imong pilion. No una, pili agyod ang dapat nimong pilion. Katong ganahan ka ba Now, while working, you enjoy. Now, while working, you learn. Kay base doon niya, you are only doing that for the sake of doing that. Tapos, dili kay kayong anak ka interesado, gamay ra pud kay kag makuha. Gamay ra kag mga takeaways as you conduct your study. So, posible nga, pamantay panahon kay our workshop will be done in the afternoon. So, try to prepare some, siguro mga interests lang usa, and then we will try to craft a working title based on your katong possible na ganahan ng mga tunan. Okay? Now, are there questions na yung mga pangutana? Kung wala gani, pwede ra gyud o we will proceed or we will kanang end the session, and then kung namoy mga pangutana, dito lang sa ato ang atong group chat per cluster o kaha sa ato ang chat box then hi sa ato ang session karon. Now remember, a good title is the title of a successful book. Now remember, diha ra gid mo base kay wala may panahon, no? Siguro mga 95% sa mga tao walay panahon mo basa dayon sa ato ang libro. It starts by reading the title. So if you want to make it a very successful research, of course, start it with a title so that you can share it with other individuals, and you will be spreading, spreading the solutions, the points, the good points, the salient features of your research. Okay, so start with a good working title. And since there are no questions, and I would like to extend my heartfelt gratitude to everyone for listening and paying attention of my session. Thank you and good morning.